I don't know Urban Meyer at all, really. I met him the other day, shook his hand before the game and after the game. And his comment to me was every week it's like playing Alabama in the NFL. And that's it. Everybody's capable of beating everybody in this league.
See, let that be a lesson to you, everybody. You can't tell everybody everything. You can't tell everybody your business, okay? You can't just be saying stuff because then it gets out and now it's not helping your cause. You're already putting out statements telling the fans to stick with you after 2 weeks. There's reports about the dysfunction, and now you got big fans, you're putting you on blast. Like, you sound like an amateur, Alabama every week. Well, what did you think it was going to be, Urban Meyer? What exactly did you think it was going to be? Chris Sims, I think it's going to be a great conversation on a Thursday. It is good to see you, my brother. I would like to start, if y'all don't mind, with Michael Holley's biggest story of week 3, and that is Justin Fields assuming the starting position for the Bears thanks to Andy Dalton's knee injury. I don't think Andy Dalton's getting that job back. But here's what Justin Fields had to say before we hear from you, Chris Sims.
I think I had a good idea that I was, might possibly start. So I wasn't really surprised by it, but just kind of focused and just trying to get prepared for Sunday.
How ready are you for this stage and this opportunity?
I think I'm ready. Of course, I've been preparing for this moment in a long time, so my mindset doesn't change. I'm still gonna, play like football and just prepare the best I can, like I said before, and just, get a lot of practice reps in and just study, and just get more comfortable and more confident with the plays and stuff like that.
Sams, what do you expect out of the gate for Justin Fields?
I'm with you, Michael Smith. I'm with you. I don't think Andy Dalton's going to see the field again. You know me. I've been one banging on the table to say, they should start Justin Fields from the get-go. I know they're playing the Cleveland Browns, right, this weekend. And I've heard some people go oh, man, it's the Browns. It's going to be a tough spot. I look at it and go, no, I don't. The Browns defense hasn't been very good so far. Mahomes and company diced them up the whole game. I mean, damn, if Tyrod Taylor doesn't get hurt last week, that's going to be a nail biter whether they win that game or not. Mm-hmm. So I look at it from that standpoint, let alone hey, like we've talked about before, we know what the Bears offense is. We've seen it twice, 2 weeks in a row. It's not that special with a quarterback like Andy Dalton. Now you're going to get some game plan advantage on Cleveland to go, wait, we got to worry about the quarterback design runs. We don't know exactly how they're going to use them and what they're going to do and what's in their bag of tricks, to screw over our defense. I think that's going to give that offense a little life there in Chicago. And I think it is going to make life hard on the Cleveland defense, and also, like I've said before too, the Cleveland pass defense is not real good. So now you got to worry about stopping him running the ball, which, let's not get messed up here. This dude is special running the football. It's Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray type of athlete we're talking here. And it'll lead to vanilla looks in the passing game to give him confidence and get completions that way. So do I expect it to be perfect? Of course not. He's a rookie in the NFL on the road in Cleveland. But I think ultimately it's his job from here on out. And here we go, Chicago.
Man, I want to get your take on, forget about going forward a couple of days. I want to get your take on tonight. I am intrigued. I can't believe I'm saying this, Brother Sims. I'm intrigued by the Carolina Panthers. I think their defense is terrific. I think we talk a lot about college coaches. So on one side, there's Urban Meyer going from college to the pros, and I'm a little skeptical. But Matt Rule has not only done a great job in Carolina, he has made great selections on his coaching staff. Bringing in Joe Brady, I think, was genius. What do you expect from the Carolina Panthers tonight?
Well, I've been trying to tell people about the Carolina Panthers. I picked the Carolina Panthers to go to the playoffs before the year started. Whoa. They got I know. I saw your reaction there, right there, Michael Holley, wow. But I think what you're going to see here is they got everything on the team. Yeah, it's a little young and they haven't, they're not battle tested yet, but on both sides of the ball, they got really good fronts. Their defensive front is special. Their defensive talent is special in general. And they got scheme and creativity on both sides of the ball. So they don't have to just play one style. Offensively, they can play some smash mouth. Let's run the ball with Christian McCaffrey. And then to like what you said, then they can drop back with Joe Brady and like that Sean Payton New Orleans system and dice you up in the pass game with legit weapons. McCaffrey out of the backfield. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore is a superstar. For me, he's one of the 5 best receivers in football. Pretty good tight end. Terrace Marshall is your 3rd receiver, 2nd-round pick out of LSU. So I don't think this is going anywhere. And Matt Rule, I think, even though I know he started and got his name in college, has always been an NFL coach. He's very close to Bill Parcells. He coached with the New York Giants. I think even when he was coaching in college, he was always trying to coach and think about the NFL life and style and how his game will translate there. So I'm not shocked by this. I'm not. And they've done an unbelievable job of building the roster down there. But man, when you look at their team in some areas, I mean, you just go, man, it's a lot of super freaks all over the place. And I mean that respectfully.
Yeah, you said that. You said a lot there, but one name you didn't mention was the 24-year-old veteran quarterback, and that's Sam Darnold. What are you seeing from him? Because this is an inspirational story if you really think about it, because a lot of people had written him off. Maybe even Carolina didn't think they'd get this from Sam Darnold because they didn't give up all that much to get him. What are you seeing from Sam Darnold after 2 games?
Well, it's like the same old adage you guys hear me say a lot of the time. Like, it's not always about the quarterback. I mean, I don't care. You put any quarterback you want in the Jets the last few years when Sam Darnold was there. It was going to be crap. I don't care who you want to put there. You want to put Mahomes or Brady or whatever. There's not enough there to help any quarterback out when Sam Darnold was with the Jets. The coaching wasn't great. The talent wasn't great. It's the perfect system fit, as far as what he's good at. He is really good at, kind of that Drew Brees, Saints type of stuff. Like, he's an amazing intermediate thrower, 5, 10, 15 yards. He's got an incredibly quick release, and he's very accurate with there. And then, just like you saw in the highlights, he's got enough ability to throw a 55, 60-yard bomb over the top and stretch a defense out that way as well. You see the bootlegs. He's a good athlete. He moves in the pocket. This is why before the year I was trying to tell people, like, Sam Darnold's good. It's not always about the quarterback. Again, Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl. The Broncos won a Super Bowl in 2015 with the worst quarterback in the league. I know it was Peyton Manning, who's maybe the greatest quarterback ever, but that year he was not good, and that's why he retired. He had 9 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. We've seen Blake Bortles in the AFC Championship game. We've seen Nick Foles win a Super Bowl. It's gotta have the right support around you. And sometimes we write the story just too quickly. And I just think this was a good fresh start for Sam Darnold. He's got talent, and now he's got a team around you that, hey, now we can accentuate his talent and see what he's really about.
I think it's a great storyline tonight. I'm fascinated by Panthers Texans on a Thursday night, because if David Tepper and the Panthers organization had its way, the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers would be Deshaun Watson. Instead, Deshaun Watson is in limbo and inactive for the Texans, who, as you mentioned, looked pretty competitive against Cleveland last week after they won the opener against Jacksonville. Hell, the Texans could be 2-0 if not for the injury to Tyrod Taylor. So this is one of those, this article, which was great from Scott Fowler, I beg your pardon, talking about unanswered prayers. Or in football, sometimes the best trades are the ones you don't make. But honestly, I really want to focus now, Chris, on the Texans side, because this is a guy that I don't think we talked about with you pre-draft. I'm sure you did break him down somewhere. I haven't heard your breakdown. I'm actually interested in Davis Mills. Highly touted high school prospect, flashed at Stanford. He's that prototypical or throwback, I guess now, big arm pocket quarterback. You know, 3rd round pick, which is not cheap. I'd love to know what you saw from him pre-draft in your evaluations, what you saw from him in the preseason and in limited action in week 2, and what we can realistically expect from him, because the Texans are trying to find out if he could potentially be their quarterback of the future.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll be the first to tell you I misevaluated the Texans going into the season. You know, I think once I took a little too much, or put a little too much stock in just the drama and dysfunction with the Deshaun Watson thing, and not enough into like, man, Nick Caserio has built a roster of like real pros who have been there and done that. It might not be superstars, right? But it's a roster of a bunch of B-plus players. And I don't mean to say that disrespectfully. I just mean there's no superstar that jumps out on either side. But they got a coaching staff who's been around the NFL. I've been impressed with the offensive coordinator, Tim Kelly. You know, Lovie Smith on the defensive side of the ball. His defense is sound and always well coached. So I've liked all of that. You know, Davis Mills, as far as his breakdown, hey, I didn't love Davis Mills. But the one thing I always said is he's pro-ready. Like, he is pro-ready. He is, like you're saying, the old prototype of what we saw in the NFL. He's going to understand to stay in the pocket, appropriate throws, knows how to read the defense and go to the right spot with the ball. You know, he's a good athlete. You know, it's not like, wow, he's going to turn the corner for a 30-yard gain, but he's going to be able to get out of the pocket a little and make some throws that way. You know, to me, he's like that guy that's a borderline backup, career backup, maybe a starter. I got to see a little bit more to you know, really put a stamp on it. Like right now, I still want to say I think he's a really high-end career backup, just because I don't know if there is like enough of that big-time talent like we're talking about. The arm is good, Michael Smith, but it's not like, oh man, he's going to throw lasers all over the field, and if we got a few injuries or the offense isn't clicking that day, he can carry us and make some plays. No, he's going to need the right support system. But they will have a proper game plan tonight. They're just not going to be as talented as that team around them. And, you know, I do think I give them a fighting chance is what I'm going to say. You know, I think this is a tough task, though, tonight with this defense and the style of the play, the scheme they play. And as a rookie quarterback, it's never easy jumping in these situations.
Okay, before we let you go, we're short on time. I want to try something. I'm inventing a segment on the spot, Chris Sims, all right? Because I had all these names and we're running out of time. We're going to try to do something here, all right?
Oh, boy.
Small sample size, obviously. Small sample size of 2 games at the most. But we're going to play a game called One Sentence with Sims. So I don't need one-word answers, but one sentence. Please don't put a lot of commas in that sentence, because we're going to go fast, all right? You ready? So these are teams who are trying to figure out if, like, much like the Panthers with Darnold, who we already talked about, are trying to figure out, like, is this veteran guy, could he be the answer at quarterback? And I'd love to hear what your impressions are of these guys real quick, all right? You ready? Taylor Heineke.
A baller, like, knows how to play the game, but I'm not sold yet that he's your guy and should be your franchise quarterback. I need to see a little more.
The injured Carson Wentz, who's not practicing and may not play this week.
Concerned, you know, not being protected, but doesn't ever protect himself and plays too many plays like it's the last play of the game, and that's why he's always injured.
Jameis Winston.
Want to see more, like, believe in his talent. You know, their team got their butt whooped last week, but I think they're working him in before they can trust him to throw the ball 30 and 35 times a game.
Daniel Jones.
Get off his freaking back. He was one of the best players on the field last week. Oh, whoa, he didn't throw one post route perfect down the middle. You can win with Daniel Jones. Their team's not that great. Stop trying to crap on the guy all the time.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Man, impressive. Like, my one thing with Teddy was, will he be aggressive to throw the ball down the way? And so far, throw the ball down the field and take advantage of these weapons. So far, it's been bombs away. Bridgewater, me likey.
Last one is Jalen Hurts.
Good, I got you to laugh finally. Really good athlete. has all the charisma and the mentality to be a starting quarterback. I still need to see more from throwing in the pocket and throwing into tight windows against good defenses in the NFL.
All right, small sample size. It's 2 games, but I really want to get your early impressions.
That's good
How about
stuff.
that hurry-up offense? You like that, Chris?
I
like that
enjoyed
hurry-up
that.
offense?
I enjoed it.
How about me? I mean,
There we go.
I
One
actually
sentence
got
with
one
Sam.
sentence. I usually got a big mouth and can't do that. I was surprised I pulled it off.
You did a great
it
job.
Was, it was
Hey, man.
one sentence. Had some semicolons in there. Not a lot of commas, some semicolons in there.
I didn't
But
limit the
that's all right.
punctuation. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, man.
Good.
Thank you so
And
much,
I mean,
brother. We appreciate
semicolon. I
you.
don't even know how to do semicolons and commas when I do right. So don't ask me that stuff. I'm not that damn smart. I'm not as smart as you two.
No,
All
you
right,
are.
man.
And I'll tell you who
Appreciate
you're
you.
smart. Hey, Sim, I'll tell you who you're smarter than. You're smarter than the Yankees. Oh, will they make the playoffs? Will they make the playoffs?
We'll see. We're playing your Boston Red Sox this weekend, so
Oh,
there's
I
going to
know.
be a lot of talking
talk
next week.
tomorrow.
I know that.
Tomorrow.
Damn.
Hey,
Man,
hide
Michael
your
Smith,
phone.
you
I'm
have
texting.
clearly become my favorite person on this show, Michael Smith, by far. You're my new favorite, for sure.
Don't
I
answer
should've
your
always
phone.
been your favorite.
Don't check your text. Don't check your text. I'm coming at you.
Hey, thank you, Chris. Hey, Michael Holley, you know who my favorite